When you're choosing your apiary site and where you're going to place your hives, there's a few things that I would keep in mind. First and foremost, make sure that wherever you're going to put your hives does not flood. I always like to share an anecdote. We sited hives for a client on Barton Creek a couple years ago, and I said, "It's awfully close to the water. Are you sure it doesn't flood?" And he said, "It hasn't flooded in 100 years." And then, sure enough, that spring, the water came out of the banks of the creek and washed all four hives away. So make sure that your hives are not going to get washed away by water, right? We don't want drowning bees. Second, make sure that this site is pretty level or level it if need be. If anything, you want the entrance of the hive to be slightly tilted forward because that'll allow water to wash out. But from one side of the hive to another, you really want to make sure it's as level as you can get it. This is going to be particularly important if you are a foundationless beekeeper, meaning you do foundationless Langstroths, or if you're a top bar beekeeper. You really want to make sure that your hives are pretty level. I also like to look for a good bit of sun. I'll take full sun over full shade any day, at least 3 to 4 hours. It helps with ventilation and it helps with a lot of control of small hive beetle as well. So full sun is definitely something that I prefer. And then finally, think about lawn care, particularly if this is like in your backyard or somewhere where you're going to want to be mowing or weed whacking. Make sure that you're putting the hive somewhere or you're preparing the area in a way that you don't have to use any of those tools very close to the hives. And then, of course, that it's not right on your neighbor's property line, and they're not going to have to be concerned about mowing their lawn as well. So think about how the space is used and then just choose wisely. And then my last tip is if it's possible, we like entrances facing the south southeast direction. That, of course, is because the sun on the front of the hive gets the bees out of bed sooner. You can get your bees out of bed before your neighbor's bees. They can get to the nectar before them, right? I used to think this was a little bit silly and didn't give much weight to it. And then I did a little A/B testing one year, and I actually do think it makes a difference. Now, that being said, this is a hobby for you and this is in your backyard, and to place the hives with the entrance facing towards the southeast is an area that's not convenient because that's perhaps where your kids play or whatever. Don't choose that. It doesn't make that big of a difference, but if all options are available, a south southeastern facing entrance is great.